So I have been shooting with this camera for a while now. So the photos that I just showed you were actually photos from my buddy's wedding and some photos from a car photo shoot that I did with a couple of friends recently. And if you thought those images looked like they were taken on film, then great. And the aesthetic that I was going for when I shot those images with this camera was that I would like to achieve the disposable camera film look. You may be wondering why not just shoot it with a disposable film camera. My thought process is that I would like to be able to test if I could actually replicate the look of film with this, because shooting film is getting really more expensive by the day and it's not sustainable. And if I wanted to shoot everyday type of photos, candid moment and all that stuff, then this definitely gets the job done. And to be able to achieve the same aesthetic as film with this camera is definitely a banger, because I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money having the film develop and all that stuff when I could just have it with this camera. Anyway, this camera, I was able to get this for free from my brother's fiance. She was no longer using it, so I asked if I could just have it instead to be able to shoot some photos with it and experiment, because the initial thought that I had in my head was I would like to be able to replicate the look of film disposable cameras with this camera, and hold and behold, I was able to achieve the look and aesthetics that I was going for. By the way, this camera is the Sony CyberShot DSC-T90. I would have that in the description down below. It has a 12.1 megapixel optical steady shot. It actually shoots video as well, up to 720p, something that I haven't tried out. Also, it has a 3-inch wide LCD screen panel that is a touchscreen. The way you would use this camera is just basically sliding it down, just like that. It would turn it on, and just like that, you could start taking photos. And that's how straightforward it is to take photos with this camera. And this is a very pocketable camera, very slim, as you guys can see. And if we compare it to my iPhone XR, it is very, very small. So it's definitely very handy and very easy to carry around, especially shooting everyday type of moments, like I said. Also, this camera uses an older type of memory card, which is the Memory Stick Pro Duo. So to my older heads out there who used to game on Sony PSP back in the day, you would know what I'm talking about. So this is such a trip down memory lane, to be honest with you guys. This camera also has an auto mode, which makes it even easier to shoot, but I opted to use the program mode where I was able to control the ISO. I had the ISO set at 800 because I would like to have more grains in my photos. So to those of you guys who don't know, the higher the ISO, the more grain you will get on your photos. And I have the flash turned on all the time, which sells the look even better and achieves the film aesthetic look of a disposable film camera. The question is, do I recommend this camera? Definitely yes, if you're someone who is in the market to get one of these in order to achieve those vintage, older Y2K type of vibe or looks on your photos, then yes. And also, if you are going to get one, I would suggest the older the better. Like I said, this was from 2009. And I believe there are definitely other cameras that came out even before that, or even before this, I should say. And why I recommend that is because the older the sensor, the older or more vintage looking the photos it would produce, because the newer the sensors, the sharper the images would look like. So then it wouldn't really achieve that aesthetic if you were into the late 90s, early Y2000 type of look, which is very trendy right now. You can definitely pick this one up dirt cheap from the thrift, like $5 or even less than that. If not from the thrift, you can find it from Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Kijiji, any used market, like even eBay. If anything, I would even start asking, I guess, your parents, grandparents, uncle, aunts, if they have something like this, because this originated back in 10-15 years ago, and I'm pretty sure they probably have something like this just sitting in the basement collecting dust or something like that. So that said, here are more photographs that I've taken with this camera. So that's pretty much it in terms of this camera and the photos that I've achieved with it. I'm very happy with the way the photos turned out. And also, if you guys are actually interested on how I actually do edit the photos, just let me know in the comment section down below. If I get enough people requesting for that, then maybe I might make a video of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys did find something useful out of this video, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video as much as I did. And until next time, stay safe, keep shooting. Peace.